The Philippine Nurses Association of Nevada now brings you Philippine NARS, news and features about the Filipino-American nursing community and beyond. And now, here's your host, Doris Bauer.
Good evening, Philippine NARS listeners and viewers. Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you are all doing well and keeping safe. This program, Philippine NARS, as you know, is a public service project of the PNANV, or the Philippine Nurses Association of Nevada, in collaboration with our favorite radio station, PHLV Radio. It is a well-known fact that nurses are in the forefront of this COVID pandemic, and that we are the heart and soul of healthcare. Nurses provide patient treatment, patient education, and patient support. And nurses definitely work hard on what they want to do, and they need also advancement in their careers to better serve their patients. So tonight we are going to learn on how one organization is helping nurses in career advancement and also recognizing the hard work done by these deserving nurses. So the Nevada Nurses Foundation, NNF as we call it, is a charitable and a philanthropic arm of the Nevada Nurses Association. The mission of NNF is to increase access to quality health care for Nevada citizens by promoting the professional development of nurses through recognition, grants, and scholarships. And our program guests tonight are from the NNF. And we have the President and CEO of NNF, Dr. Sandy Olguin. Welcome, Dr. Olguin. And also Ms. Denise Ogletree-McGuinn. Welcome, ladies. Welcome. Okay, so about a little bit of introduction. Dr. Sandy Olguin works as a philanthropic, well, she works in philanthropy, especially for the Nevada Nurses Foundation. And she actually is the president and CEO of the nonprofit, which is NNF, which provides scholarships and professional developmental opportunities for nurses across the state. And Dr. Olguin, Denise Ogletree, I can never pronounce your name.
It's a mouthful.
Ogletree-McGuinn, it is a mouthful, is an advanced practitioner, advanced nurse practitioner. She's a retired Army nurse officer, and she's has an independent practice working with adolescents in the mental health. And she's also one of the co-founders of the Nevada Nurses Foundation, right? Right. Well, welcome, ladies. Do you have anything to add to those introductions?
No.
Now, come on now.
We're just glad to be here.
Yes. Thank you.
We're very humbled and honored.
Oh, don't be humbled. We're just just kidding. No, but this is a good dissemination of information on what the NNF does. So we're glad you're here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's get to the questions. Now, we had just defined the mission of the NNF. Can you tell us a little bit more about the foundation and how you are accomplishing its mission? And feel free to do whatever.
Okay, so our mission, like you said, is to increase access to quality health care for Nevada citizens. And what we're doing right now is we're doing that through the promotion of the profession of nursing, through scholarships and grants and recognitions. And with the scholarships, we have awarded over $140,000 in scholarships since our fruition. And we have also recognized over 2,000 nurses, which is quite an accomplishment, I feel. And then we have grants as well. And these grants are given to nurses who are doing projects, programs, or research in Nevada.
Great. That's quite, well, it's very difficult work, right? And it's very challenging, if I may say so. So what are the types of NNF scholarships? Who benefits from these scholarships, and how does one apply for these scholarships?
They can apply online. There's lots of information. There's all types of scholarships. There's legacy scholarships, and it's not too late to create a legacy scholarship. Those are always ongoing. Then there's endowed scholarships. And then we have those people that donate occasionally.
Okay.
And so there's all kinds of ways to get scholarships. I know we have one coming up this year that's aimed at like a single mother with children who wants to go to nursing. So we have them for advanced practice. So really there's every area you can imagine for scholarships. And we want to make sure that people know it's not just about RNs. It's about for CNAs,
Yeah.
for LPNs to RNs,
Okay.
RN, ADN, BSN, masters, doctoral, and as she mentioned before, the grants. So it's a wide spectrum because the more educated, the more trained, the more skilled these nurses are, they can take care of patients all across the state of Nevada. I don't have to remind anyone, unless you were living under a rock.
Right.
It has been a rough year.
It has.
With COVID, and so we need more nurses than ever because people think that all we do is take care of COVID patients, but meanwhile you got the patients who need cardiac surgery. You've got all the think of all the diabetes that is in our country and right here in Nevada. And you've got children and we've got adolescent health, and mental health is such a big area.
Yes.
So it just goes on and on and on. We have a career for eternity.
For sure, for sure. Now, what is the difference between an endowment scholarship and a legacy scholarship?
Okay, so endowment, maybe you have someone, the endowments we have, maybe it's something that they've donated X amount of dollars, and maybe let's say their goal was to maybe have, what, $20,000 or so. So that money, each year money gets accumulated until they get to that point, and then what we do is take off the interest. The legacy is something like what I had started with my mother, in memory of my mother, that will maybe go out every semester or maybe once a year. So you could also kind of do, if you wanted, an endowed legacy, so you can combine them.
Oh, so you can combine them.
It's really, it's the call of the person who wants to do something. And hopefully your listening audience is thinking, I got some extra money out there and I need a tax write-off.
Yeah,
because we are
go.
501c3.
Yes, yes.
And so they might want to donate in memory. Just think of all the people who have passed from COVID, and you want to remember maybe a parent, our parents, our cousins, or whomever. What a perfect time to remember them by having a legacy or an endowed scholarship.
Right, okay. Now, I know the Philippine Nurses Association has a legacy scholarship.
That is
right?
correct. I was going to mention that
Yes.
as
Go ahead.
well.
Yeah.
So with that award, the person donating or sponsoring has the ability to create whatever criteria they want. And so we thank you, everybody, with the Philippine Nurses of Nevada, for the endowment, because that enables people to offset the cost, expenses of school. And as a previous scholarship recipient who wanted to give back, I know what it's like to be a single parent, going to school, and needing $500, $1,000. We have awarded up to $2,700 to nurses, so we thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I think the PNANV has two categories. One is to help the nursing students, and the other one is for career advancement for those who already are nurses.
That's right.
So I'm very proud of our organization, and we like our helping you guys, and also being part of the organization. Our
Absolutely,
foundation.
definitely. Thank you so much for that, because to relate to us as partners.
Yes,
Right?
that's the word I was looking for.
Right, to relate to us as partners, because we don't have any memberships or anything like that, and we serve the whole state of Nevada. The student nurses, the registered nurses who want to go on and get their bachelor's, master's, doctorates, people who are going into CNA or LPN, all different walks of the of the world here in Nevada.
Okay, well, that's great. And I know we've talked to some of the recipients before, and they are really very thankful for these scholarships, because it helps them out a lot. Monetary help is always welcome. Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, so the NNF also awards grants
right.
supporting health-related programs
That's right.
and projects. Can you explain how this is done then? What kind of grants do you give?
Well, she's actually on the grant committee processing, but I do want to
Denise, of
recognize, of course, but I do want to recognize Nora Lusk of
Yes.
ELCO.
Okay.
She was our first our first grant recipient, and what she did in ELCO was she saw the problem with sexual assault nurse examiners being very
Oh,
limited,
yes,
and
yes.
that anybody who needed that service needed to go outside of their area, but because of her grant, she was able to change that, and now people who are affected by that can actually be seen in ELCO.
Wow, that's wonderful. So what other kind of projects are you giving grants to?
You know, it just kind of depends on what they apply for, because like she said, they're generally taking something that's living, like a real practice issue, and getting money so that they can service that need. So it's almost like putting practice into action. And so we've gotten a wide variety, so it's really whatever they want to submit. And so,
okay.
you know, and a lot of them are really good about being specific. It may not cover everything that they need, because some of them are longer term, but it's a wonderful way for them to get started. So it's up to the person applying what they're interested in, because we don't control that. They do,
They do. Oh, okay.
which makes it more appealing for them.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
so what she was talking about, I think it's so important that we don't forget rural Nevada, because
Yes.
sometimes they don't have services. And what a prime opportunity for them to be able to say, oh, we've got a problem here, and this is what we can do to maybe fix this and make it better.
Yeah, rural Nevada is definitely a challenge, especially in the home care business. Yeah, and I'm in home care, home infusion, and definitely there are very limited services out there. So for nurses, we gotta think of something.
Right.
Yes.
Who knows? You may be the one that does that.
Oh boy. Okay, I gotta think of something so I can get a grant right. No,
That's
no,
great.
I really feel for those patients who are out there in the boonies, and they have nobody. And of course, you know, what do you call this? The scope of a home health agency, there's a territorial scope. So, you know, if you're limited to one territory, you know, you may not necessarily be able to provide a service for this patient who's in a different territory, although they're like maybe 10 miles apart or something. So, you know, I was thinking this should be something that we could do. Maybe we could do something about having a registry of providers. And you know, let's talk.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
That's
yeah, I've been trying to, you know, rack this in my brain, but you know, things like that,
Right.
I think that would benefit people, and I applaud you guys for that. So.
Thank you.
We also offer a rural and frontier nursing scholarship.
Ooh.
And on September 25th, we have a rural and frontier symposium that's online. Very, very inexpensive. It's 4 CEUs for $10. A student can attend, $20 for an NNA member, and $40 for a non-member.
For a non-member. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta check
And
that out.
all of the funds will support the rural health.
That's great.
That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. So, and so, just to go a little bit off the current topic, nurses will always need ongoing education. We all know that. What does the NNF do in regards to providing education to nurses?
Well,
And yeah.
One of them is by having these symposiums.
Okay.
So it's continuing education. And with this certain one, we actually have graduate students from the DNP program.
Okay.
And we have 2 students who are in the process of getting their doctorate. So all of this is new
Okay.
information that is being disseminated. So it's pretty exciting.
That's good. That's you know, that's good.
Yes.
And I know that especially in this COVID times and this difficult times, I know that nurses need a lot of resources. Do you, as a foundation, provide nursing resources, and how does one avail of these resources?
So some of the different resources that we have is we have a resource link on our page.
Right.
And then we also have such great partnerships that we can contact you, your organization, and we have so many other different organizations that we can contact.
Yeah.
And we collaborate with both the hospitals and academia. So just right now, we were talking with Centennial Hills, lovely people there. And we were also talking to Roseman today and CSN, and
Nevada State.
hearing Nevada State and hearing from not just our perspective of we need help, but how can we help them? And so there's some different issues and concerns that schools have and that hospitals have that maybe we could combine efforts and bring people together on these issues that will help nursing and increase access to quality health care.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It goes back to what you were talking about, maybe a registry of,
I love it.
because it all goes back, and Sandy and I talk about this all the time, I'm sure you appreciate it. It's relationships.
Yes, yeah.
Collaboration.
Right.
No one person is an island, and we've got to work together.
Absolutely.
Because we all are in the same state, and like
Yeah.
she said, a lot of times there are issues that come up we're not always aware of.
Correct.
But we can always dial somebody, text somebody, and say,
Yeah.
oh, you're doing this, what can we do? And then our thing is always, how can we augment that and help you so that you can accomplish that goal?
Well, especially these people are like on Medicare or Medicaid, so they're all government payers, and that is a little difficult because you're bound by certain. So what if you have a registry that is registered with Medicare, Medicaid, who are trained as they should, and then they could actually avail of their services if no other home health agencies are able to touch those.
You solved half the problem.
Okay.
You've given this some thought.
I have, and I've been so
like
busy that, honestly, I've been talking to some politicians, but they're not quite there because of the fact that the funding is an issue. Yeah, so the funding. But there are so many people that could benefit, from those services. So, if you are in the boundary of Utah and Nevada and the next clinic is not in Utah, so how are you going to service? This guy has to go to the clinic in Utah to be able to get his blood work done or whatever, when he has a neighbor that can actually do this, who is a clinician. You know what I mean?
That's good.
All right, that's my pontification.
I like that.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Thank
We'll talk another time. I got some other thoughts for you.
Yes, ma'am. Let's do that. Okay. So NNF. Okay, here comes the big party. NNF is known for recognizing the accomplishments of deserving nurses through a yearly gala called the Shining Stars of Nursing in Nevada. And it's coming up real soon, right?
Yes.
So can you talk about this?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Denise, your turn.
October 2nd.
She's the co-chair.
Oh, you're the co-chair.
She and
Okay.
Karen Barrow.
Karen Barrows, we're co-chairs. It's October 2nd from 5 to 7 at Aliante, which is a beautiful property, and it's wonderful. People don't have to worry about problems. It's nice social distancing, and it's right in our own communities, in our own backyard. We can't rave enough about Aliante. We're going to have a great time.
Yes.
We're going to celebrate these nurses, and we have different categories like Shining Star nurses, 50 under 50. We've got the People's Choice, Nurses on Board, and it just goes on and on. We've got, for those who want to really kind of be in on the ground floor, we've got a VIP cocktail reception. It's an hour before.
Ooh.
And then we have the program that starts, and we're going to have dinner and a slideshow. There's recognition and award, and then there's going to be dancing. Think about it. How many times do nurses not celebrate ourselves?
Well, last year we didn't have dancing, so this year we're going to
Yeah.
have dancing.
Dance.
All right.
We're going to dance, and we're going to, important, silent auction.
Oh,
Not
okay.
only is
Of
it another
course.
way to make a little more money,
Of
but
course.
there's going to be extraordinary gifts and stuff that's just that people can buy. It's going to be awesome. I mean, this is the year. I mean, we've come out of our quasi-dark cocoon, and we're coming out into the light here, so to speak. And our light's going to be shining very brightly, but we're really, really excited.
That's great. We have a flyer that we're going to show on screen here of your of the event, and so we'll flash that in a second.
So, yes, I do want to make mention that we have the privilege and honor this year to have the ANA, American Nursing Association president, attend our gala.
Okay.
So that's huge. Dr. Ernest Grant, thank you so much for attending. And not only is he attending our event, but he's giving back to the students and attending their morning Shining Stars of Nursing students event, which, you know, that's above and beyond. So we're privileged and honored to have him.
We're excited about that.
I'm excited about that too, because I heard him talk, you know, briefly at, I can't remember what he was talking about. I think it was the COVID in at some point, I can't remember, but he is a wonderful guy.
He is, and a wonderful speaker.
Wonderful speakers, right? So you've already mentioned about the different categories, and how did this, are these a voting category, or somebody has to be nominated for these categories,
Some
right?
of them are nominated, and some of them are name submission. And so there's a category, a space for everybody. I'm going to let Sandy talk a little bit more.
So I just want to say congratulations to Miss Doris Bauer for her award last year. It is the Distinguished Nurse Leader with Lifetime Achievement.
We have an audience here, they're all talking.
And I just want to say that she attended this gala. This is the last year's event.
Last year in Reno. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful event. And I was so honored, you know, with that. I mean, we've worked so hard. And I participated especially with working with the Philippine Nurse Association of Nevada and you guys. So thank you so much for that honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for, you know, increasing this opportunity for everybody to come on the show and share.
Absolutely.
Because what you've done is you've connected not only Nevada nurses, but you've connected all nurses. So I really applaud you for that, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. We want to try to keep this going. So if you have any speakers out there that want to say something about healthcare, this is the platform for it. So, okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We are definitely looking forward to the annual event. And I believe the Philippine Nurse Association bought a table, right?
2.
Right, 2?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. All right. Dancing it is. So we're really excited about that. October 2nd, again, the Shining Stars of Nursing in Nevada, going to take place on October 2nd. If we can flash the flyer, and it's going to be at the Aliante Casino and Hotel. So you want tickets, you can get them from?
It's www.nvnursesfoundation.org.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Okay. So we know it has been a really rough year, going on to a year and a half now for us. What are the foundation's greatest challenges at this time?
Greatest challenge for us right now is to share who we are.
Right.
We want people to know who we are, and we're still running into people today that, even though we've been around since 2014, don't know who we are, what we're doing. And so we have scholarship money, and we want to award it. We have grants that are available for projects, programs, and research, and we want to award that. So we really want to get our name out there.
Yes, yes,
And Sandy's
definitely.
absolutely right. You know, in terms of, we talk about sometimes in the business world, branding. And we don't want to be branded, but we do want people to know when they hear NNF or Nevada Nurses Foundation, it means that there's opportunity, an opportunity to grow and to be an extraordinary nurse. You know, one of the things that was brought up today when we were at one of the meetings is sometimes people go for their health care outside of Nevada.
Exactly.
And we want to be known as the state with the most incredible nurses that people want to stay right here in Nevada and get their health care.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's really important.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's a little disturbing when people of high stature in the community or politicians go to somewhere else, you know, to get their health care done for a simple procedure that can really be done here. And we have, you know, healthcare has improved very much
Greatly.
here in Nevada.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
Greatly.
and coming from the academia world, I know we have stellar nurses that are
Yes.
graduating from our schools.
Awesome.
So
Yes, yes.
I can assure everybody that we are promoting within our state very wonderful, qualified nurses who can take care of our state and our
Yes.
individuals here
Yes.
who are,
Yeah.
you know, otherwise I can see how somebody might have doubt and concern, but we have amazing schools.
We do, we do, and you know, I'm seeing this, you know, out there in the field that a lot more of like maybe the PCP or the primary care physicians or primary care for a person in any payer, in any insurance payers, are nurse practitioners, and I feel
Absolutely.
that you know people can relate more to the nurse practitioners than the physicians.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, even my PCP is a nurse practitioner. I love her. I love her. You too?
But you're absolutely right, because one of the things, of course, I'm a little biased because I'm a nurse practitioner. But,
course.
But I really believe it comes in the fact that we've been nurses, we understand nursing, and we understand medicine, and we know how to break it down to the patient. Because, you know, I just think about one time when I had a doctor who was talking to me, and he was talking stuff, and I'm just kind of going, it's a good thing I'm a nurse, because otherwise I don't have a clue what he's talking about. But I still had to go look things up. And I always think about, what is that patient thinking when you're saying, well, you have stage this, you have this, and I'm just going, break it down.
Yes, break it down.
And nurses, we have a tendency, first of all, we're one of the most trusted groups of people in the
Exactly.
world.
Yes.
And so when everybody, again, I go back to COVID, everybody knows a nurse somewhere, whether it's a school nurse, something. But it's a nurse that's made the difference in the life of lives of so many people.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, how can the public help your foundation? You wanna take that one, Sandy?
They can help us a lot.
Yes, go ahead.
There's a lot of different ways they can help. They can share their resources, they can promote us, they can sponsor a scholarship, an endowment. We have so many endowments right now. Frontline, what is it? Frontline workers,
Yes.
where that scholarship is awarded to a frontline worker, frontline hero, a nursing hero. We have the Margaret and Ian endowment,
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And people can donate to any of those endowments.
Okay.
And it can be an open
Right.
endowment that they just contribute each year. Maybe they want to contribute to somebody else's endowment in memory of somebody. There is a lot of opportunity to donate a silent auction gift, host a soiree at their home, provide
Raffle tickets?
provide raffle prizes, buy raffle tickets.
Okay.
What else? There's so many things. Sit on our board.
Right, sit on our board.
Sit on our advisory board. Share your knowledge, your expertise. We have a photographer who's
We're open.
yes. We have a photographer who donates his photography,
Oh,
and
nice.
we have a webmaster who gives us a smoking hot deal, Lyle Pritchett, and our CPA for I think 3 years never charged us.
Oh, that's nice.
When we were just barely making it. And so, I mean, there's a lot of ways to give back, recognize nurses. We have a t-shirt that somebody can purchase for a nurse on behalf of a nurse for themselves, and the profits from that goes straight to the Nevada Nurses Foundation.
Okay, that's
So,
very good.
Yes.
There's so
Very
many
good.
ways.
So many ways, yeah. And you know, if you go to the Nevada Nurses Foundation website, you can actually click on their homepage and click on the tab that says, "What do we do?" And everything in there. It's spelled out in there, the scholarships. You can click on the scholarships and the awards, and you can actually look at the different scholarship donors, as well as the recipients. So go there,
Right.
That's right.
right?
Right.
That's right.
And so if you want to donate, what is the, I believe you have
It's the same website.
the same
website.
website.
Yep.
And you can email at info@nevadanursesfoundation.org, correct?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Okay, and we're flashing this on the screen too. That's the address of the Nevada Nurses Foundation, and you can call them at 775-560-1118, or you can email them at info@nevadanursesfoundation.org. It's gonna go straight to Denise. Yeah, okay.
Not a problem.
That's great. Okay, so do you have anything else to add about your foundation?
I think for me, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has supported us along the way. It was really, truly a collaborative effort with maybe about a handful of nurses. Nevada Nurses Association, kudos to them, because we are their philanthropic arm because of the belief in us, for one thing, but also the monetary donations that they made. And Calmo Septine, thank you so much, because without Calmo Septine, they donated $10,000.
Wow.
We were able to award that first year $12,000 in scholarships. And for right now, I want to thank all of the professional nursing organizations who have so far supported the foundation, as well as this year we have definitely the Filipino Nurses Association. We have Southern Nevada Black Nurses Association, UNLV, UNR, CSN's committed, Centennial Hills. There's a lot of organizations that are going to be there at the gala, which is amazing because
gonna be fun.
nurses love to network.
Yes,
Nurses love
absolutely.
to see each other.
Absolutely.
And a special kudos to Optum
Oh, yes.
Healthcare,
Optum.
because Optum, from the very get-go, has been supporting us and awarding scholarships.
Yes, yes.
And I have to give a shout out to Arvin Aperario.
Yes.
Because
Yay, Arvin.
Hey, Arvin. Because, and he does not like this at all, but I don't care. He doesn't like the recognition. He just gives because that's in his heart. But he has been able to connect us with Rapin and Teresa, and help me, Dr. Cho? Che? C-H-O-E.
C-H-O-E? Cho.
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 Yes, Cho.
Dr.
Right,
Cho.
Dr. Cho.
And Optum, of course.
Yes.
As well as so many individuals that he has just been so stellar in every movement that he's made for the foundation. He was a scholarship recipient. He's giving back. He was an advisory board member, and now he's on the board of directors.
Ah,
And his
okay.
wife, Joan, also is a scholarship recipient for a
For Philippine Nurses Association, right?
Yes.
We're calling you out, Arvin.
Yes.
And actually, yeah, we want you here on this podcast. Actually,
Yes.
he has been appointed as a
Yes.
committee
For
on
resiliency, I think.
Yeah, is it mental health?
Mental
or-
health.
Mental
the
health.
commission.
Mental health for,
Commission
for
of Mental Health.
the governor, appointed by the governor. So,
Yes.
very good, very good.
Wonderful. Yes.
So yes, definitely I want to thank everybody, and Unitech College as well for donating a $5,000 sponsorship, and Optum $5,000 sponsorship,
wonderful.
Carson Tahoe for a $3,000 sponsorship, and Taimika Davis for her new foundation, which is from one nurse to another. So,
Oh,
and
that's
she
nice.
is looking to award a scholarship for a single parent who is a minority, identifies as a minority.
That's awesome. Pretty
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
Pretty awesome. So there's a lot of opportunities for everyone out there, you know, for nurses. So get in touch with the Nevada Nurses Foundation.
Please.
Please do.
Thank you.
So what is your message to the nurses of Nevada?
I guess the thing I think of right off is don't give up. Stay strong. Because, you know, we're going through a time that sometimes nurses with COVID, they kind of wanted to shut down, give up. We have to remember, we went through the AIDS crisis. Remember AIDS?
Yes,
That was a big
I
thing.
do remember.
And we survived that.
Yes.
This pandemic will not stay a pandemic. In time, it will be an endemic. We will have herd immunity. We will get through this. And we will wake up to see another day. If nothing else, do it because of the ones that have gone on. We have to keep fighting. It's going to get better.
It's got to get
There's
better.
always hope.
Thank you very much for that, Denise. Speaking as a nurse and as a chaplain.
As a chaplain, yes.
That's great.
My
That's
joy.
great.
Yes.
And your message?
And my message is to be supportive to one another and to yourself. Self-care is so important, and you know, taking your breaks is necessary. Taking care of yourself is really important. Compassion fatigue exists. It's real. We're in fragile times, and just know that you're loved and that we need to love one another as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, ladies, we could go on forever, but thank you so much, Dr. Sandy Olgren and Dr. Denise McGuinn, for gracing our program tonight. Thank you so much for the information of the about the Nevada Nurses Foundation. And thank you to the generous charitable donations from people and organizations who do support the Nevada Nurses Foundation. And I'm quoting this from the website. Since 2015, the foundation has awarded more than $140,541 in foundation and legacy scholarships to over 146 recipients to further their nursing education. If not for the generosity of many donors and supporters, the foundation would not be able to reach this impact, and to the student nurses and also to the nurses of Nevada. Just so you know as well, the foundation has awarded over $7,000 in grants for nursing programs, for projects and research. And also, I would like to point out, of course, that the PNANV has a legacy scholarship with the NNF since 2019, providing scholarship to nursing students and to the nurses who want to advance their careers. So thank you so much to everyone. But however, there are still many nurses and nursing students in Nevada who may be impacted with your generous donation. So we hope that you will partner with the Nevada Nurses Foundation to make a genuine difference to access the quality health care in Nevada. Thank you again, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you for the privilege of your time. Please stay safe out there. This is Doris Bauer, your Philippine NARS host, signing off for now.